In Kenya, we have a case where for many years we have complained about neglecting the so-called girl child. Then suddenly for about 10 to 15 years, we have concentrated on, we are not even concentrated, we act as if we have concentrated on girl child and forgotten about boy child. I think gender-based violence, if we look at things the way I'm trying to reason, maybe we can solve a lot of problems. We have cheated ourselves for long that we have neglected the girl, and we call her a girl child. Now we have for about 15 years concentrated, pretended, not even concentrated, pretended to be concentrating on the so-called girl child at the expense of so-called boy child. Now people are going around saying, hey, we have forgotten the boy child. Suddenly we will forget the so-called girl child and concentrate on the so-called boy child. One thing I find it a contradiction. Why should you call somebody girl child and boy child? Don't we know from English that girl is a female child? Don't we know that boy is a male child? So just by saying a boy, why should you say boy child? Why just saying girl? Why do we have to go and say girl child? By saying girl, you already say it's a child who is a female. Boy, it's a male who is a child. Definition. Then we have grouped things into two genders. I tell you we are misleading. You find women advocating for women issue. You get men advocating for men issue, especially women feminists. But let me tell you, this is not a problem for the female gender. This is not a problem for the male gender. This is a problem for all of us. For you to come to this world, you had two parents, one from each gender. Apart from certain families, for example, JI-TENGE, my grandfather, had about 12 sons and 3 daughters. We have homes where someone has 6 children and all of them are girls, or 6 children and all of them are boys. That one we will look into. But on average, people are like me. My mother gave birth to 6 of us. 3 girls and 3 boys. On average, that is how life is. You find that in every homestead, there is an equal number of girls or boys. Although we have cases where in a family, we have, say, 5 girls and 1 boy, and also 5 boys and 1 girl. But in most cases, you have equal number of relatives from either gender. You are a man, half of your relatives are men, half of your relatives are women. You are a woman, half of your relatives are men, half of your relatives are women. People look at things different. Let's take the case of Monica. People have said that the judge released Maribe because she's a lady, and the judge is a lady, Maribe is a lady, so on and so forth. Let us, at the end of the day, Joey will spend his 20 years he's young. A person like me being jailed for 20 years is a death sentence. After completing his parole, he'll come back to Maribe will have missed Bioiska. She has a time to reform. Let us look at Monica's people, Monica's relative. And that is where I come and say, let us not look at it as feminist, and let us not look at it as wanahitaji wanaume. Monica's death should not be treated as women's death. Look at this way. There is her brother. Her brother became concerned. Her brother became concerned that she was not picking her phone. Then her phone died. The brother decided to go to that place and tried to get in the house. Now look at him. You know, nature has it that. And this one, no teaching can do it unless you are in the medical profession. I remember in my lower primary school, I'm told I have photographic mind. I remember at the time when we were going for a visit, the four of us, my parents, myself, and my follower, who is a lady, my mother would wash me when my father was there, when my sister was there, and after washing me, she would apply Vaseline on me and give me clothes. And then when the next person she was to wash was my sister. And I would see akisomea my father, tokeni hapa, kwenda huko sijui nini, nataka kuosha mtoto sijui nini. And my father would hold my hand and we would go into his vehicle and wait. You know, my father was the type who, kama ni kusomea watu, he's the one alikuwa nasomea watu. But that is an occasion my mother would somea him, and I used to wonder why he just looked that way and went away, the way people used to look when he someared them. And this is one occasion. So even today, any male, if I am seriously sick, my sister can wash me right now. A lot of things have happened. In my police life, I've seen such cases, and that is why I'm saying so. But a girl who was 5 years or whatever, when she's being washed, men are not allowed to be there. What am I trying to say? Imagine Monica's brother breaking into the house with the caretaker and finding his sister naked. And I've said that there are things that you cannot, unless you're in the medical profession. Imagine him seeing his sister naked. Even if the sister was drunk, or even if the sister would have collapsed due to medical condition or anything, because in Swahili we say, sisi ni marehemu wanaotembea. Even if you imagine you're in your house and you sleep and never to wake up. And the post-mortem will come and say it is just a natural death. You died in your sleep. Imagine if Monica would have died in her sleep and her brother finding her naked. That is traumatizing. Nobody's seeing that. Nobody's even thinking of the brother undergoing. Nobody's doing. He's not a woman, remember. Monica's death is not a traumatizing. Okay, to some extent it's traumatizing to the female gender, but her immediate family. And her immediate family consists of men and women from that family. Let us look at issues, not men saying, after all, women were wrongly, and women saying, no, men nowadays are killing women. The woman this is a criminal who is killing an innocent woman. And this innocent woman who is being killed does not belong to the female gender alone. In fact, she belongs more to her family. And her family consists of 50% male and 50% female. That one also comes to, we have so many women who die in different circumstances. You may die in a circumstance, and that is what I usually tell young people around me, and that is what I usually tell myself. Lord, let me not defame my family upon death. Why am I saying so? Take a case of somebody. He was in 70s. He was a former minister. He was ABCD. He leaves his family safe. He makes sure that a doctor attends to his sick wife, goes to the office, places a lot of money in a bag and takes a woman to a holiday camp that he owns, and then tries to take Viagra. You see, when you are dead, nothing happens to you, but the shame that you live with your people. So that is when you find somebody dead, especially politicians, and everybody rushes. Oh, he has been assassinated, he has been assassinated. And then according to the medical profession, after post-mortem, the family is told, and they are told, you are free to disclose that to the outer world or keep it to yourself. And then they keep it to themselves after going out and saying, political assassination, political assassination. So what I'm trying to say is that there are some ways when somebody has died, and the way he or she has died causes problem to people. But let us respect the people whom the disease has left. Oh, aliuawa Koinange, aliuawa nini? Please. I know Jacob Juma, it was unfair for him to call a girl. I know Otieno Kajwang died away from his house. I know such things and whatever. But please, activities that can embarrass the family after you're gone, no. But generally, anything to do with the feminist, let us take it that more important it is to the family. You feminists, you're doing good. You're doing good, shouting, Monica has been killed, whatever. But I believe her brother, who opened the house and found her naked, even if she was drunk and unconscious, and then later on regained and led a normal life, it would traumatize him for life. But then again, as if that is not enough, him opening the place and finding his sister slit from ear to ear, the way you slit a goat, that was very traumatizing. Let us look at the things in the right perspective. The family, and by family I mean both male and female, should be the focus of our attention. Thank you.